Welcome back to Gunfire Reborn. We are on the final run of the Zero to Hero sprint where we have now made it to Reincarnation level 10. But I figure the best way for us to close this out is to bring it all back to the beginning. We're going to go back to the Prince. We're going to go into our talent tree and we're going to give him some talents here. We're going to get energy orb cooldown, some more shield, bigger smoke grenade radius. We recover shield when we hit an orb, and for every 10 shield lost, we get shield recovery speed. So he's going to be a bit more survivable, and our grenades are going to be bigger. So we'll take that. That leaves us with a cool 700 to spend. We are probably going to use only our grenades. We're going to do another painkiller run, but this time I'm going to show you just how strong it is on the Prince, because he has that 100% guaranteed on his grenade to do elemental chance. So I don't even think our weapon's gonna matter on this. So I'm just gonna pump that up, and let's just get some crit then. And we're gonna take the deadly smog bonus on here. Painkiller, reincarnation level 10. Now, as I mentioned on the previous run, I don't think I've actually done a classic level 10. I've only done this with talisman so far, so this is technically a new achievement for me. I have not done a victory on classic mode R10. All right, smog bound zone. The first thing here, we're going to get increased range, more duration, damage resistance when my teammate is in the smoke grenade. So if I'm in it, I get damage resistance. Extra elemental damage taken, and 100% elemental effect chance of enemies when they are in the smoke grenade. The last one doesn't really matter because we're stacking with painkiller, but there we go. As for our weapon, doesn't really matter. You're going to see just how strong this is, and hopefully we win it first try. Hopefully, because it would be a mighty shame if we had to redo over and over again, like some of these runs have been. But as you can see, you just sort of control everything. Enemies don't even fight you. They're too busy fighting each other. We can just sort of take our time. I can pre-grenade areas where enemies are going to spawn in, and they can already start taking damage and die. If anything, I'm just going to run around with my foundry out for the extra movement speed. Okay, we want enemies to deal less damage and take more damage. So Hex Smoke is really good. Again, one of the big things I'm concerned about is survivability in these. Our damage is going to be fine, especially if we get some good scrolls. The same could be said about survivability, but anytime you have the chance to choose between survivability and damage, and you're playing single player, I would probably take the survivability. There is legitimate concerns about running into those attrition situations. Flesh and Bones isn't exactly what I'm looking for, but I'll take it for now. There are some times where I've recognized, okay, my survivability is good enough. I need to focus on damage to avoid attrition. But more often than not, I find myself just wanting to be able to comfortably survive all the time. On this run, we also would really love to see the overdraft capacity, the one that lets you just keep using secondaries even if you're out of them. Because we never want to get into a situation where we run out of grenades. That would be really, really bad. All right, we're going to throw this here. We're also just going to throw in a couple around here. Just cover the whole zone. Rock hard determination. And I felt like it'd be really good to bring this back to the Prince for the final run, because there's a lot of people that think that the first characters in the game aren't nearly as strong as the DLC characters. And in some respects, I could see you being right about that. I obviously think Momo is really strong. I like Lynn a lot, even though I didn't guarantee win my first run with her. Even though the owl is really confusing, I think he's super strong. The monkey can be, I mean, they all can be powerful. But some people sleep on the prince because he's the first character, when in reality, he just does... He does so much elemental damage. And the good thing about elemental damage is that when it's coming from a skill, you can really stack a lot of damage because skill and element can be multiplied together. So particularly, let's talk about like the elemental novas. Whenever you have the Blazing Hoop, Magnetic Coil, Realm of Corrosion, those things are doing skill damage and it's elemental damage. So any increases to elemental damage is also going to increase that. Let's get that. And I guess we'll increase our HP. I really could use some secondary uses. Thank you. I guess I could have just used the barrel on that, but whatever. The pupil is lightning damage, so we can live with that. I need some grenades, please. I've got one grenade. I'm gonna save it because I've got all the... What the fuck? Thank you. Leave your corrosion bullshit behind. We're gonna have all of these bombers and stuff here, and I want to make sure that when they run into it, they're all dead. An elite fight, fantastic. Alright, Phantom Peddler, we need some good stuff here. Lightning Ball on crit hit Woodpecker is actually a rather divine choice for us. Because again, Lightning Ball is going to hang around for a while, do elements all over the place, and the Woodpecker is really fast. So that plays into what we're doing pretty nicely. Battle Nature, not bad. I would have taken the Talisman if it had the Elemental Ball, but it doesn't look like we're doing that. Alright, I can also take a Starfly, especially if it's going to do total damage to enemies hit by a hero skill within 5 seconds. Enemies should constantly be getting hit with hero skill. So, the fact that they're in my grenade, pretty damn good as far as that is concerned. And let's go. Let's be careful with our grenade usage. After the first wave of enemies here, they're going to start dropping in through the ceiling. And that's when I'm going to want to drop that down here. There we go. We'll put that there and try to grab some more uses. We can. And look at that. The grenade on the ground here took care of everything spawning in. Magnifico. Perfect sense. Don't care. We have an elite fight to do. So, we are applying shock with this, with our grenade, but we aren't actually doing lightning damage. We're still only doing corrosion damage to enemies. So unless we get some source of lightning damage, this doesn't matter. So we're going to avoid that. We'll get this. Our Starfly will do a little bit more. I'm fine with that. We could also get lightning damage from these lightning orbs, of course. But I don't know how long I'm going to hold on to this nimble woodpecker compared to a Starfly, because at least with a Starfly, I can just focus on the skill damage, and that helps with building the resources for it. Alright, this is a guaranteed Spearman fight. So we know we're going to have a Spearman here. Just gonna throw a grenade there. But the good news is, we got Painkiller. We're also the Prince, so as usual, we do have a good primary we can use to lock him down. Now, you can't lock him down when he's doing the spin. You have to make sure to lock him down before he spins. Or I guess when he's summoning in as well. Of course. Keep the grenades on him. And there you go. Easy. Huh. interesting. I do like a radioactive gauntlet on this build, but we've already done a radioactive gauntlet. Not that we haven't already done a Starfly build, but I like the Starfly a lot. Is it a really good gun? Yes. Is that why? No. Why? I just think the motherfucker's cute. Look how fucking cute he is. I can't get over how adorable the Starfly is. I want to get him every time just so that I can have him on the top right corner of my screen. As a matter of fact, you know, in the future, I think I'll just get a little PNG of the Starfly and just stick it up in the corner of my screen. That'll probably just bring me joy and happiness in my life. If the developers of Gunfire Reborn made a plushie Starfly, I would get one. Have I made it clear my feelings on Starfly yet? I hope I have made it clear. Get a curse scroll and get a randomary scroll. I could also replace a non-exclusive inscription with an exclusive. And that's what I'm gonna do. Excellent. This is our forever gun now. Unless I get an amazing Starfly, this boy is gonna carry us all the way into the end. Be prepared. He's gonna carry us all the way through to our Resident Evil 10. Reincarnation level 10. Don't ask me where Resident Evil 10 came from. That... I don't know what wires in my brain fired there, but that wasn't intentional. Obviously. They're not even at 10. They're at 9 right now. We haven't even gotten that far yet. There we go. Now, a lot of enemies drop down this hole. So I'm just going to push up here. And then make sure I've got my grenade down here. And that should be pretty good for taking care of everything that spawns in. Bada bing, a bada boom. More smog. Cool. I could do the enemies affected by element take more damage, but I'm primarily focused on the grenade part of things. Devil's Covenant. Getting more money this early. We have Flesh and Bone, so that's a little scary. I could drop it, but I'm going to hold off. We did not get punished and still got another scroll. And we got another scroll. So, you know, that's great. What do I want as the weapon to go with my Starfly? I'll probably just get something else with a resource cap on it so that they could do the share resource cap thing. That's fine. Alright, we're going to drop that down. Let those guys die. Take care of the bombers there. And then see if we get a horse head here. It is. Okay. Rush up, touch the shield, freeze him, put this down. He's immortal and he's robust. Touch the shield and back off. And there we go. The AI manipulation, very good. Quite good, quite good. Yeah. Huh. A curiosity box, you say? Decay, we gotta take Decay Driver. We're gonna constantly have enemies in Decay, so that's wonderful. Did I already have a red chest on this level? I don't remember. I'm gonna check up here. I don't see it. Sometimes it's over in this corner, and yet again, I don't see it. We must have already done it. Give me my coins! Which boss will it be? The Golem. The Golem stands between us and Act 2. Interdependent fortunes. What do we want to see here? I want to see... When inflicting burn effect, gain a stack. We're definitely doing that. We could increase fire damage, but we don't have a reliable source of it. So I think we just take these two, because we're going to do burning. See, this is an important distinction if you don't understand. Doing fire damage has a chance to inflict burning. But we are technically not doing fire damage right now. We're only doing decay. It's just that we're doing corrosion damage. When we inflict decay, we're also inflicting shock and burning. So this is going to tick. This doesn't matter, at least right now. If we get some other form of fire damage, then that would matter. But that's why we're taking that. I also don't care about the orb stuff as much, so I'm going to get rid of the extra charge and the freeze duration so that we can focus more on grenades and elemental stuff. Curse away, we could get stuck with an elemental curse, so we could use that in our favor. I'll take that. And for right now, we're gonna buff our boy and then etch him. And I'm sure we can get something else that has a resource cap on it that we can take the benefit of. All right, so damage resistance, we need to switch between skill damage and weapon damage. I'm just gonna hit him with that just to deal damage with it. Throw those out there. Very nice, and he's gone. Look at that. Now this guy, +5, but notice that he's got 65% total weapon damage against enemies in elemental effect, and 50% total damage to enemies hit by hero skills within 5 seconds. Meaning this guy is already getting more than double the damage, plus any other modifiers on it. There are additive bonuses. I love you, game. I love you. You're so nice to me. Corrosion damage, of course. You know, I put up with a lot of shit that you throw at me sometimes, but I know it's because you just wanna treat me nice other times. I appreciate that. Thank you. Anyway, Evil Devouring Sword, gotta have it. Love it. I'll take it every time. Sucker Punch is great. We'll take that. Midair Strike. See how it says 50% damage dealt while in the air? It doesn't say weapon or skill damage. That is final damage. That is total damage. So it's a sick multiplier. For a common scroll, that's really good. So we'll just keep jumping around. Thunderstep works with the sorcerer, so I definitely want to take that. Heavy Shield's good, but I hate enemies having the chance to be immune to damage thing. That drives me crazy. Masterful Craftsmanship could also be good. We are really early in the run, and we would still want to get another weapon, but the thing is, this Starfly is stacked. It's got 2 exclusives on it that work really well with our build. The likelihood of us getting something that's better than that, pretty low. So I'm going to take Thunderstep. And let's see what we got here. We could do another copycat run. We've done that for the past like 3 runs though. It keeps on giving me copycat and I'm inclined to just keep taking it. This is about, technically I'm trying to showcase all the different ways you could win. That's why we played each character. But at the same time, this is also about seeing how many runs it will take to beat R10 from 0. And I have taken quite a few losses along the way that I'm not terribly proud of. So I think you'll forgive me if in this instance we just take advantage of the fact that I know how to schmooze the game with what we currently have going on, you know? We know how to twist the knobs and pull the levers in our favor. Yeah, jump back into that for me, please, sir. Thank you. Sentient Tornado, would you mind backing the fuck off? Because I don't want to like be a one-trick pony and show you the same thing every time. But considering we've done 13 or 12 different characters, you're bound to retread some ground. We'll just upgrade your level by 1. Thank you. Ba, 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 ba. And I feel comfortable doing this elite fight. We've still got a few of our copycat bonuses. I'm surprised it's not an arsonist. I feel like on the higher reincarnation levels, the game really focuses on like a handful of elite types. All right, yeah, you get stuck there. This is why the thunder barrels are so good in reincarnation 10. You can use them to stun lock a lot of enemies in them. You just hit the barrel and they do nothing the whole time. There's paranormality. Okay. Cool. Flesh and Bones, thank you so much. Go away. New friend Paranormality has entered the chat. Normal ammo? Scroll Enhancer is good. I wish I had grabbed that before selling my Flesh and Bones, but whatever. Whatever. Still have plenty of copycat snowballing to do. I'm just gonna run straight to the back of this level because everyone spawns in up here. So I'm just gonna throw in a couple grenades there and then come back out here and clean up shop. This is where knowing meta information like spawn locations is super helpful. Because that means all of the detritus, the little pieces of shit coming in, I don't have to deal with them. I just let them die out up there. That's not something that I think is easy to teach people. But I would be lying if I didn't tell you that it helps out a lot. Knowing where enemies are going to spawn in each room from the direction that you're coming into that room from. And using the... Oh my god. Oh my god. Enhanced Devouring Sword. Alright. Thank you. Perfect 6 was enhanced. Not the thing I would have gone for, but to each their own. An enhanced Elite Assassin would go so hard. Don't you think, game? Don't you think an Elite Assassin would be pretty sick? I'm already forgetting to just throw grenades down. Because I'm like, Starfly, you're the man. You're the man, you're the man, you're the man. Oh. Yeah, have some of that up there. A platform. I love the favorite platforming challenge in the game is the zip lines. I think the zip lines is the best one. It's one where if you have a ridiculous amount of movement speed, it doesn't mess you up. It's one where, you know, you get to ride around on zip lines. Why? I'm not like trying to sell it to you. I'm telling you it's already sold. You didn't even know you bought it and you've got it. You just schmoove. You're schmoovin'? I'm schmoovin', you're schmoovin'? If you get enhanced propulsion device and you get like the, oh, thank you for the head pass. Get the enhanced propulsion device and just go super far with your dashes. It's even more fun. Blaze sight with my man. Now we can take all the curses we could ever want and not have to worry about them messing with us. Devil's Covenant, we're fine with now because we have Paranormality. This is sizing up to be one hell of a strong run. Oh my god, look at him go. I mean, I guess I could do the share element on the Starfly so that I could hit things that maybe would be hard to hit with the grenade, like snipers up on a ridge or something. But I feel like that's unnecessary. I mean, a lot of this is unnecessary, but we got it. The only parkour challenge that makes you feel like Prince of Persia or Assassin's Creed, it does feel really nice to do that. Chance to recover all charges when you pick up a secondary skill. I think we may possibly defeat some enemies with our secondary. I'm going to turn off Starfly so I don't accidentally kill enemies with him instead of my secondary. And I am out of secondary uses already. Excuse me. Pardon me. There we go. Got a couple back. Let's group up all of our enemies. There we go. Throw those down there. There we go. Task done. Let's get Starfly back out. Clean up crew. Can I get some more? I got a couple more secondaries. Okay. You, stand still. There we go. We really need capacity overdraft. Just to make sure we don't run into this situation when we're against bosses. We would really hate to find ourselves without any grenades. Keep us alive. Staying alive, staying alive. Yeah, staying alive. That was pretty good. Moving on. I almost asked if I had my vault for this level after doing like a 3-minute rant about how much I love the parkour one. That's how you can tell that I am fully in the game. I am fully cognizant of everything going on. Hey, Peddler, what do you got? Another Starfly? What if we just dual-wielded Starflies? That'd be pretty good, right? I think so. We just gotta make sure we're on the right one. Alright, before you spawn in, let's just make sure you're already covered. You sit in that. Think about what you've done. There were 2 elites here. I only saw one. Gain a random legendary scroll. Stone Skin is a nice defensive bonus for us. Taking damage reduces damage. Wunderbar, wunderbar. Just double checking for any vaults. That's just a shiny piece of wall over there. Okay, continue. This room gets me killed a lot. There's my vault. See, this is a situation where it'd be hard to land that grenade hit. An elite? I'm gonna do the elite fight right away. Simply because I want to. I don't have to have a fancy explanation for it. I don't have to have my flowchart out explaining every little thing to just tell you, hey, I want to murder some folks. Huh? You, sir? Young man. Okay, I'll use the grenade on it. You sit there for a moment for me, bud. Thank you. Sit there some more. There we go. Starfly, empty him. Unleash hell. My Starfly will blot out the sun. Ooh, Flowing Wind. Another fantastic defensive option for us. Deadly Curse. Oh. Wicked Power activated as well. That is going to be a huge spike in our damage, both for Starfly and for our grenades. Our weapon and skill damage just got super bumped. Because Deadly Curse increases both skill and weapon damage, and Wicked Power increases total damage. Weapon and skill damage as well. So, Deadly Curse, that's a 75%, and then we just got an additional 60%. So our damage more than doubled by picking up a single scroll in addition to the links. The Peddler we already talked to. We can move on. Look at my movement speed. So, on Reincarnation level 10, you still have Elite Gatherings But they made it a little harder because you'll have all of the enemies still spawn in. And then when you're like halfway done with the room, then the elites spawn in. Whereas in every difficulty before this, you would only fight the elite gathering in here. So I want to get ahead of it. I want to be here when the elites spawn in, so I can try to put down grenades on top of them. Here they go. Put that there. Hold them in place. We got a spider hunter, and a hermit. All right, that is all my grenades. Hold them down. And now I have all my grenades back because we got the secondary refill. You love to see it. Let's hold you in place, and they're all dead. Simple as. Simple as. You know what? We'll take that because we might need that for defensive reasons to throw out our primary to save our lives. Golden Goblet. I love getting extra shield when I throw out my grenades. This obviously would do a lot for us, but I want to have survivability. I feel like we've skimped on that a little bit just because we haven't had a lot of options for it. None of that seems important right now. Go ahead and enhance and etch me. And let's do the weapon resource cap one. There we go. So, weapon skill resource cap will be half of the sum of both weapons cap, so it will stay the same because they have the same resource cap of 24. However, obtain 1 stack for every 5% weapon skill resource cost, 6% up to 150% final weapon damage for each stack. So whenever this pops its skill, it's going to ramp up damage a lot as it burns down. I don't feel like our Starfly damage is going to matter all that much, but I'll at least make sure that we did something for him to mark this momentous occasion. And let's go. Who's going to be our Act 2 boss? We got the worm again. All right, I feel like, and I could be wrong, but I feel like this one is going to go a little bit faster than the last worm fight. I just have this little gnawing feeling in the back of my head that that's just the reality of the situation here. Keep dealing damage with weapon or skill. Okay. So I need to bounce back and forth. I think that'll be fine. Because of Starfly, we should continuously deal damage. Yeah, this is already going so much faster. And then there he goes. There, he's busting. Armor already down. Sadly, we didn't do it in a single phase. Wasn't a one-phase fight. All right, we got the trimmer that comes off of this now. That's an R10 thing, if you didn't know about it. I jumped really early, but I wasn't punished, so that's fine. Oh, you're going over there? I'm gonna throw one down. Dodge. Oh, he didn't summon in any dudes that time? Alright, he's gonna come under our feet. If you don't see him running to a red circle whenever he dives underground, you know for sure he's just gonna pop up underneath of you. Like that. He dove over somewhere where there wasn't already a red spot, so. And he's doing it again. Dodge that. See, now he's going to a red circle, so you know he's gonna pop up over there. 1, 2, 3. And, oh, you were so close to being dead. Can you just burn out for me? Thank you. Very good, very nice. More capacity, please. I would feel way more secure with a larger capacity. Welcome back from the ad break, everyone watching live. Sorry that you missed probably the entire boss fight. But it was seriously Way less stressful than the last one. Elemental Weave. Sure, I can take that. If we do end up with full conversion, that would be pretty amazing. Obviously, we want elemental power. And we can take however many curses we want because we have enhanced Evil Devouring Sword and Evil Banishing Talisman. So it doesn't matter which one I take. What matters is enemies. If I take Moldy Bun, initial HP is randomly generated between 50 to 90%. So some enemies will just spawn at half health, which is great. Fantastic. Splinter Orb. Endless Assault. I think we got to get Endless Assault just to make sure we have continuous supply. And I think we're set now. I don't see a way for us to die unless we get really shafted by something. Enemies don't take damage if they are far away, so we're going to have to get kind of close to them. A little scary. But again, we're putting miasma on everything, so it's not really a big deal. As long as we're here where the enemies spawn and we're dropping down stuff, we should be relatively safe. Enemies, for the most part, whenever they're spawning in, aren't going to immediately shoot you. They're going to run to like a preset location. For these guys, they drop down here, and then some of them are programmed to jump off of this cliff. And then once they're down here, they'll assess where the player is and try to go fight them. So if you go to the place where they're spawning and you drop down the grenade that causes miasma, you're relatively safe because they're not going to shoot you, and then as soon as they can, they'll just start shooting each other. And I feel like we're never going to run out of grenades now. I feel like I can run around 24/7 throwing them. Here, you stand there for just a moment, please. And then let Starfly finish you off. And there we go. An extra goblet, my lord. When inflicting burning, we can get a little bit of damage reduction. That sounds fantastic to me. Damage is good, so survivability should be our... Oh, and dual edge for Ethereal Feline as well. No complaints out of me. This has to be one of the most stacked runs I've had. Is the game just being nice because the save file is... This is the first attempt for Reincarnation level 10? I wouldn't be surprised if there was something in that, like a little forgiveness thing. Terminal Lucidity can be good for us, and Bloodbath wouldn't hurt either, especially if we end up getting the Enhanced Paranormality. Let's just run straight back here. We're just gonna carpet bomb this entire section of the map. Skill Trainer. Oh, we just unlocked Realm of Corrosion. Weakness Exposure. I think we've got that one. Realm of Corrosion. With Corrosion Conversion activated, so our little buddy here is now doing corrosion damage. I know we mentioned this on an earlier run, but if you ever get more than one elemental... What is it called? Conversion. If you get more than one active, it's not going to show it on the weapon screen, but it will have multiple. You will have like both fire and corrosion and lightning. There's just not a way in the programming of the game to show all of them here. It's only going to show one of them. Alright, I guess we'll get more shield and armor. And Energy Orb applies the same element as my weapon and hits at 100%. That's just another form of getting more elemental damage out there, so I'm fine with that. I could have taken more rate of fire or enemies take more damage in that. At this point, the damage part doesn't matter. We're kind of beyond the damage part mattering. The game has pretty much handed us a win, and who am I to drag this out any longer? We've had a couple runs that absolutely screwed us, so I think it's real nice of the game to reward us here at the end of all things with just a really nice casual stroll. Classic mode R10. It takes two. Another Starfly. And it has a resource cap on it. I don't know if there's any inscriptions that change the amount of resource cap you have, but... well, there's capacity overdraft. I guess I'll take it, even though I think the likelihood of us ever running out of grenades is super low. But... whatever. Take it with a grain of salt. The conversions now have priority activation, so you pick which elements for it. Sometimes the 3 elements work, sometimes they don't. Really? How does that work? Is that on the wiki somewhere? There's a lot of things that, like, I've had so much inner workings of the game in my head for 5 years now. Finding out that something doesn't work the same way as it used to, that's gonna be a hard thing to break the habit of thinking about. But that also sounds exactly like how the coding for this game would go, where it's like, yeah, because of the priority, sometimes you get all of them, sometimes you don't. You just never know. Oh, and there we go. We got Blazing Hoop as well. That is wonderful. We have Elemental Nova unlocked. And an Elemental Supernova. An Elemental Supernova in the sky. Slowly walking through the act. Faster than the fish can act. Where were you while the numbers were getting high? Alright, I'll stop there. My apologies. I'm gonna get DMCA'd because that sounds so much like the original song. You know what, this run is going... look, the last time we beat the Act 2 boss at the 1 hour mark, we're now at the 30-minute mark. I'm gonna quickly check the wiki. Gunfire Reborn wiki. And I'm gonna check the conversion. Bizarre Dream modifiers. In Spirit Links, you now pick which conversion that you want activated. Oh, dang it. Well, hopefully I didn't ruin anyone's day by spreading misinformation. Spirit Link. Available to all heroes. Holding a normal. Open Spiritual Link page from the inventory and choose which one activates. Damn. Damn, that sucks. You're right. You're absolutely right. Damn it. It used to be something that you could take advantage of by having all of them on at the same time with that. Well, sorry I spread lies on the internet. I didn't know they were lies, so you'll have to forgive me. But, you right, though. So I have fire conversion activated, but I could... yeah, there we go. I would say I'm gonna do the corrosion simply because we've already been stacking corrosion damage. It's still wonky. I'm not grabbing painkillers. You technically did not lie. It does work. I mean, my point in saying that was that it, regardless of painkiller, it did used to work that way. But since they did the Starlink, I'm guessing that's when they updated that little menu there. It makes sense. I'm not going to fault them for it. I did like how busted it was to have 3 elements on the same weapon. But that's fine. It's okay. Skill damage? Yeah. I like skill damage. So whenever you take this this training master thing, enemies die and then they respawn as a little purple orb. And if you don't kill the purple orb after like 2 seconds, it respawns the enemy. So just shoot it a bunch. It'll be fine. Just keep upgrading my Starfly, please. So see all these guys? I'll not drop a grenade. See that little purple orb and then he respawned? It's gonna be hard to see. There's a lot of colors and numbers and stuff on the screen. You may not notice it. What about you? Yeah, see that purple orb? And then it drops down and he respawns. Hopefully you were able to see that. What's your resource cap? 24? You are the same. So that does not matter. And nothing else matters. Doesn't matter what you do. Honestly, it really doesn't. You guys are just gonna spawn in and kill. Here, we'll throw a couple of these outside, so that when people are spawning in, they can spawn in and get miasma'd while they're out there, and be dead by the time they're in here. Another goblet. Don't mind if I do. More capacity? Longer? I want them to last longer. I like having my grenades just linger around. And then that way people could say, double damage on my secondary skills. Say less, fam. Say less. Alright, it's time for the Elite Gathering plus dudes. I'm just gonna Hail Mary some stuff in here. The bosses all spawn right about where I threw that grenade, so we'll just leave that be. There we go, all of you here, all of you coming in from the beach there, you guys in the back row. Yeah, over there. Alright, our bosses should spawn in after this wave. There they are. Wind Rider, hell yeah. We've definitely had Wind Rider already. So, again, I don't know what's happening with the unlocks. In this whole process, at least once we hit reincarnation, it's felt like a lot of things that I hadn't unlocked have been showing up. So I'm feeling like there's some weird programming going on there. Either the game is basing my unlocks off my achievements, which is what my current theory is. Someone said that maybe there are drops in reincarnation mode that don't correctly track the drop table, because they expect you to have already had so many runs before getting here that they just don't check it. But I'm not convinced that's it either, because I don't know what they would do to change drop tables to cause that to happen in reincarnation mode versus whatever. Hey, our final Act 3 for the Zero to Hero challenge is once again going to be the Snock. A triple comeback? That's not what I want when doing paranormality. That's like the last thing I want with paranormality. So, well, maybe not the last thing. The last thing I want is a flesh and bones, but it's definitely not helpful. For sure. Now, grenades out there where they spawn do work. We got some damage out there. On R10 though, look at how fast the head pops out and recoils. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put down A whole bunch of these? When we hit that halfway mark, how do I say that? Once we hit the halfway mark and it does the thing where like all the 6 heads attack in unison, we're just gonna cover the entire floor. Here it comes. This should be soon. Come on. Hit him, Starfly. Starfly, hit him. There we go. Alright, let's throw down grenades everywhere because he's gonna spawn in and do his big attack. Or not. Make me into a liar, why don't you? There we go. And then we just slightly strafe, and we're fine. Alright, that was a decent amount of damage. Starfly, I'm gonna need you to like try to attack them. I know they're far away. You're doing a great job, buddy. I know you're only working with what you have. Alright, are you gonna do the big attack again? Yeah. Easy peasy. And that'll do. Convergent paths? Yeah, that's fantastic for what we're doing here. And extra corrosion damage. We're not doing critical hits, but that's a decent amount. All right. Act 4. Is there anything we want to trade out for? I don't think so. Elemental Relic? That's wonderful. We haven't gotten anything for Elemental Enthusiast yet. Elemental Curse we can take because we have Evil Banishing Talisman. We could take that Heavy Burden, and we'll take Third Time Unlucky. I don't know if we'll be able to hit enough chests. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure it's impossible to. Copycat, I'm fine with keeping. Occult Booster could be good for us. As a matter of fact, I will take that over Copycat because Occult Booster could give us some enhanced scrolls that will help us in the final boss fight. Whereas Copycat will most likely not help us at all in the final boss fight. And to be frank, even though Copycat has been helping us with clearing this whole time, I don't think we're gonna die to anything before the final boss fight, so that's where all of my concern is lying. I'm building for the final boss fight. And let's just hope it's the Pole Monarch and not Gluttony, because I feel like the grenade build on Gluttony is not nearly as good. Then again, I generally like the Pole Monarch more than Gluttony anyway. So that might just be my personal bias getting in the way. I can call myself out on that. I have a little bit of self-awareness when it comes to these things. Alright, an enhanced Mandrill Cavalry. Who would have thought that that would be the elite they would choose? I was just about to do the SpongeBob reference again, but I did that on the last run, so probably shouldn't do that again. People will think I don't know a lot of different sayings. I'm like a fucking action figure that's got like 6 wicked phrases. Daring, are we? That's fantastic. I do say fantastic a lot. Nobody's pointed this out, but I say fantastic as like my go-to adjective for things a lot. I also know I say all right as like my lead into everything I'm gonna say. Like, all right, so now blah, 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 blah. It's certainly a problem. I notice it the most when I'm editing things. When I'm editing videos, I have to like edit out myself saying all right at the start of every sentence. It's a problem. Even just now, I'm sure I said it incidentally a couple times and didn't even notice. But I will on the playback. Chussie, grant me a goblet. That one's pretty relevant. It's not going to help in the boss fight, but I guess everywhere in between. I think if I do the 0 to hero without putting anything in the talent tree, we might have to do Prince only painkiller runs. Because this is probably the most consistent way of winning. Just because you don't have to deal with enemies fighting you most of the time due to the confusion. It is a very good defensive option to just make it so that enemies can never hit you. Who would have thought? Knowing too much can be a curse too. That is true. The curse of knowledge. As they say, ignorance is bliss and all that. An elite invasion? Oh no. I can't believe that hit there. Flying saucer? Oh, that was an elite? I thought that was a normal enemy. You didn't look that tall. Alright, you want to give me... Enhanced Elite Assassin. Alright, Reinforced Eggshell. That's, I mean, good defensive option. I'm a fan of it. I like it. No complaints out of me. It's a +10. And we're at +24. Oh yeah. I got 2 Starflies. This one has so... Hold on. There is a crafty man here. I'm gonna etch that one too. If it had gotten this exclusive on it, I would definitely switch to it. But even then, the one that says deal 50% total damage to enemies in decay, burning, or shock, that would have also been good because we would always have them in all 3. So that would be better than this 50% here. Just because it also has everything else going on here. Now, we are getting an extra 14 levels, which 15 times 14 is 150 times plus 4 is 210. So 210% to the base damage of the weapon over this. I guess I could have just literally looked at the numbers there if I was smart. But, you know. We could, if we got Enhancement Lover or something like that, you can make up for those levels pretty quickly. I do have a lot of money. Did I take Unfettered Will on this run? Nope, that was the last one. You, don't touch me. Don't look at me. Flying Saucer? Can I just freeze you for a moment? Can I just take a moment? Alright, our elites are gonna spawn over here. I'm just getting in position to watch that. There they go. They'll spawn in here. Oh, he spawned in at half health. Did you see that? We got the benefit of it. We got the moldy bun benefit. That was cool. It's really nice to see those curses get used for good. That's a little bit of a little hiccup there. You, sir. Oh, okay, just ignore that then. That's fine. I didn't want to hit you with it anyway. Smoke grenade base damage times 4. And enhanced lightless shield. Sure. Cool. We've got 12,000 monies. I don't have riches privileges, so I'll just pump that guy up more. Why not? Why shouldn't I? Oh, I should probably take my goblet. There are those who would probably say that. Extra damage to enemies and elemental effect. Very nice. Alright, Pole Monarch. Yes! Oh, that's how I wanted to close out the series. Bringing it back to where it all began. An enhanced Final Judgment. Enhanced Elite Assassin. Enhanced Elite Assassin. Oh. That, literally does nothing for us. But I'll take it anyway. Just because I can. Plus 30 Starfly. Buddy. Let's put him on a show. Let's let him see it. I've been the water snake this whole time when I should have been really anything else. We'll be the nature cat because we're doing corrosion damage for this epic conclusion. Probably should have done this from the get-go. It's time to be a hero. Here, you stand there for now. Lay into him, buddy. Yeah, there it is. Alright. It's broken. We got it. No! They were hit with the ad break. No, it's not an ad break. We got 40 seconds until one. We gotta get this done. This is what I gotta concern myself with for the content. The people don't want to see an ad, they want to see me win. Stop! Cease this move! Cease this move and do your invulnerability bullshit. That grenade just went over the world. There it is. Alright, he got more shield, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, I know. Do your big thing. No, 15 seconds. No. 10 seconds. Come on, finish it. 6 seconds. No, they're gonna miss it. No. Grenades. Oh no. Get him, bud. Oh, we are doing nothing to this shield. Alright, yeah, he does this. Oh, we actually haven't seen this cutscene yet. We've never failed the DPS check. Okay. This is fine. We're still good. We're taking damage, but we win. I don't think they got hit with the ad, so we did it in record time. Fantastic. Lock it down. 43 minutes, 46 seconds. We beat Reincarnation level 10. Got a big eater there at the end. We done gone. We done it. We are now the hero. From 0 to hero. And let's go check how many runs it took. Reward unlock. Oh, that's my season. Even though I'm not playing in the season. Classic mode. We go to the logbook. We don't go to the logbook. Yeah. Unlocks. Thank you. Yep. We go to player information. Go to all. It took 19 runs to go from 0 to hero. We had 6 fails along the way. Check our challenge log for all. Start back at the bottom. Down here, we had our first run. Why is Elite red? Elite is red, everything else is green. Is that like a relic from a bygone era? Look at this, our first run, 33 minutes. Elite mode, 43 minutes with the owl. We did Lynn on Nightmare, we took 1 fail there. Then we had Lee on Reincarnation 1, Nona on Reincarnation 2, Quinn, I'm gonna call him Quinn, that's not right, but I'm saying Quinn. On Reincarnation 3, we had that depressing Elite Arsonist kill on Reincarnation 4 with the monkey, but then we brought it back with a disgusting cudgel run that damage capped on that one. We had several hard starts with the bunny. We didn't even get that far in. and she died a couple times, but then we got our win. Momo, Raffle stomped him. Lay low, Raffle stomped him. Albi today, we had a couple of bad starts there. Didn't do fantastically, but you know, whatever. But then we got our one survivable run. Showed him how it's done with the turtle, and then brought it back to the prince. The hero is done. Hopefully you guys liked this series. I hope you learned a thing or two along the way. If there's any questions that you have for me, of course, leave them in the comments. I'll try to answer that. I put out guide videos all the time. You can go look up my one for Season 5. I've got some basic things. Go check those out. But until the next video I put out, make sure to take care of yourself and take care of those around you. Bye-bye!